My name is Theodore Holthe. I'm 34 years old, graduating St. Joseph's this year. I'm from St. Anne's Parish. I was brought into the church and baptized because I'm a convert out of atheism. I was never really grew up religious or anything. Kind of realized I was going to die one day. And there's either something after death or there's not. And thankfully, I had a close friend of mine. He was Catholic and decided I'd start by asking him questions. Seemed like a smart guy. And he eventually just invited me to Mass after a couple months of answering questions. And I kind of got hooked. I kind of noticed a sort of draw or an attraction to the priesthood very early on. I was still in RCAA at the time. And we're watching these catechism videos by Dominican House of Studies. I just kind of caught myself just watching the video one day, and I just had this thought of like, I'm gonna do what he's doing. As I converted, there's this sense of like, where has this been all my life? Why have I never seen this? Why have I never heard about this? Except it's hard to hear or see anything if you bury your head in the sand. But and so I early on had this desire to want to just share this with other people. And over time, it sort of crystallized into this focus towards the priesthood. I'd take it to my prayer life. I'd talk to Father Reed about it. Eventually got a spiritual director to talk about vocational discernment. He helped me for a year and it went well. I applied. Here I am. At moments in my life when I was still atheist, I've had some difficult moments where, at first I was like, how was that good for me? But then you pray about it a bit. It's like, I can see a reason how at the very least I have that experience. And so if I encounter someone in the future who, feels like God's just not in their life, how could he be in my life with X, Y, and Z problem? I've kind of been there. And I'll be able to sort of talk to them about that and maybe, hopefully, please God, help them make some sense out of that a little bit. The angel visits St. Joseph when he's sleeping and says, do not be afraid to take Mary to be your wife. That's the motto of our seminary, noli timere, do not be afraid. And in my encounters, especially in the Quo Vadis weeks, and all the visitors we've had come through here, and even talking with some of the guys, and even my own experience a little bit, there's, at some point, there's going to be some kind of like fear or doubt, maybe small, maybe a big one. I mean, even, young women in discerning religious life, if that's his plan, you're going to be happy in that path, wherever he has called you. It might be scary, but having that trust and just taking those steps, just taking one step at a time. It doesn't go from point A to Z in a year. I'm 4 years in. I still have, I think, 5 years to go. And whenever I share my vocation story, I always use this analogy that when I started, it just feels like I've been walking across one of those rickety rope and wood plank bridges and like the, misty rainforest, just kind of like up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. And I can't see where I'm going. And the bridge doesn't look like it's going to support me, but I just take one step at a time, and it hasn't given out yet, so I just keep going. And if it gives out, I know I'm going to get caught, by something. There's something below me to catch me. It's not just going to be a disaster. So you just keep going.